Hello YouTube. Being an aerospace engineer by education and profession for many years, I recently discovered my passion for developing software. So actually I started to develop my first web app, which is called Layers. Find the link in the description below. And I want to share my experience going from aerospace engineer to what is recently by internet consensus been labeled as vibe coding. So that's what I'm actually doing right now. So I'm using AI to build my web app. I actually built a first MVP and a landing page for it, and everything so far is working much better than I expected. I would never have expected it to be, to get so far with it. So yeah, so there's a lot of things that I would like to share with you on this journey, because at the moment I have built, as I said, an MVP of the web app Layers. What is Layers about? So Layers is a new way to interact with AI. It all started actually with my own pain point using AI assistants like ChatGPT and Claude and whatnot. And you have this typical linear conversation style, and this app allows you to open any type of side discussion at any point in the discussion in multiple layers and branches. So you can think of it as Git for AI assistants, or Git for ChatGPT if you like. Anyway, so more about that maybe later, but I want to talk about I have to climb up a hill now, so you will hear me breathe heavily, I believe. So anyway, what is this channel about? I told you already, so I want to share my experience, and I want to also give you, maybe for anyone who also thinks about it but maybe is hesitant to go that route, to go this way, to become maybe to develop your own web app or mobile app or whatnot, software. It is easier than it has ever been. And yes, there are many gurus out there telling you that you can go from 0 to 1 million in 10 days or whatnot, writing those big numbers, and you hear these 7 figures, 6 figures. When I hear this kind of framing of this word figures, 7 figures or 10x, 100x, I came to a point where I really react allergic to it, because most of that I would argue maybe 90% of what you are watching is really just to catch your eye, to catch your attention and sell you any courses. But in fact, there is a very important fact in all of this jungle of guru, videos and you can do it all and so on, encouragement. And what I can tell you is, it is in fact really very possible for you, without having the knowledge of a software developer, a coder, to develop a web app or a mobile app. It is really possible. So as I said, it is very possible to develop those things, and I want to be an example for all of those who are really from a very different profession, different education, that you can do it. And how? Well, I will share as much as I can from my workflows, from tech stack that I use. Tech stack meaning the tools that I use to develop the things that I develop. Very recently, after one of my last engineering projects ended, I decided to go through my idea list, which I always try to keep with me, and I always write down things that I have in mind, thinking about problems that are worth being solved. As I said, after my project finished in April this year, 2025, I asked myself what I would like to do. And I really would have never, it's really a cliche, but I really have to say it as it is. If I think about where I'm at right now with the app that I built as a non-software developer, then yes, it's incredible to say the least. But anyway, so I went through the list and I saw this idea, which I wrote down at least one year ago, or maybe even 2 years ago. I don't remember. I have to check the date, to be honest, of the first note about it. But it became clear very soon that this would be a very interesting problem that I would like to solve, because I thought about solving this problem in terms of a solution that I can sell, of course, to make money with it. But I actually reached out to somebody who is a AI specialist, you know, coming from the data scientist breed, you know, and he told me, you know, yes, it is maybe possible, but he was not sure if it is, you know, feasible or even how you would implement that solution. But even at that point, I never thought I would be the guy actually implementing all the code or work on the app myself, technically, on a technical level. So this is really where it all starts. I mean, I remembered a few videos that I watched, you know, many months ago, where somebody told, you know, his audience, or had a YouTube video in which he explained that there are tools that you can use as if you use ChatGPT using a prompt interface to let it build mobile apps or whatnot. And in that case, actually, it was a website. So he showed, of course, as if it was like this most simple thing in the world, which it is not. But basically, you use interface, and in the background, the AI builds the code. So it is true, yes, it does it. But, you know, does the code do everything? I mean, will the tool be sufficient? And that's the point where I believe that all of this glamour, all of this YouTube, you know, eye-catching phrases may be misleading, because yes, it was actually the starting point for me as well, but I didn't finish my app on that. Even maybe not even 10% I worked with that, because it became clear very, very early for me that that tool would, you know, get stuck many times. And all of these web builders or web-based app builders, you know them all. I will just name a few without telling you at this point which I use, maybe later. But there is Bold, there is Lovable, there is Replit. There are many of them that you can use to build apps, right? So I used one of them and I paid for it. Pretty much, actually, one of the high-end plans I subscribed to, and it went. I mean, it started really well. I mean, much better than I expected. As I said, I would not even have thought about being the person to actually implement, to really build that thing, that app and the website. I actually went on two paths. I did it parallel. Up to this day, I have the code base, the project for the the code base for the website or the landing page of this app, and the app itself. Both are on the same domain. The app being this in a subdomain. So app.laiers.com is the URL for the app, but you only can access it via subscribing on the website and so on. Anyway, so this is how I started it. So I used one of these tools, and I said to myself after some time that that's not how it will work out. After I had laid the basis for the app and the website, I switched, and all of this journey and all of the best practices, the lessons that I've learned, the mistakes that I did on this way, and, you know, practical maybe tips for you all, I will try to elaborate on in this YouTube channel. So stay tuned, as they say. I heard them say, all those YouTubers. So stay tuned and subscribe if you think that could be interesting for you as well. Anyway, so at the moment, as I said, I have built the app and now I have to sell the app. So that is the point where I'm at right now. Finding ways to sell the app. I'm absolutely not a marketer. I don't know how to do it actually. I tried things out, reached out. You know, this is like the journey looking back on what I learned building the app, or at least the state of the app at which I am at right now. And the second, or even more importantly, there is how do I sell it? So I will take you with me to actually witness with me together. I hope so, inshallah, to have my first sales. And I hope to take you with me on this journey.